live in the woods, and yes, I am in favor of the increase. But I want to share a very quick story. I've owned a home in here since 1983, and my husband and I decided that we were going to move from Chicago and retire here at the woods. And as soon as we retired, about a year later, he had a terrible emergency operation, and the end result was that he was diagnosed months later with onset Alzheimer's. His Alzheimer's progressed until he passed away last September. However, I want to tell a quick story. We had a great caregiver who was with him during the time that he was during that time. And I got a call. I was in Winchester, and the caregiver said, he's fallen and he's bleeding. And my husband was on blood thinner. And he had managed to go outside, fall and hit his head on a rock, and he was bleeding. Again, I was in Winchester when I got the call. I said immediately, have you called 911? He said, by the time I realized he had fallen, my phone was in the house. I've run back in the house. I now have the phone. I'm calling 911. I immediately hung up and called Dot, who spoke a few minutes ago, who's a nurse, and a couple of other friends there at the woods. The young man who was taking care of him was a retired firefighter from Baltimore. So he knew how to apply emergency care and how to work with the bleeding that was going on. The time issue is one that could have been catastrophic in this situation if he had not been there. By the time the ambulance arrived, which was 40 minutes later, I managed to get from Winchester to the hospital, and I had to wait a half hour before they brought my husband from the woods to the hospital. So timing is an issue, and we all have stories which we could share, and we will work with you in any way we can to try and ensure. And I want to commend the ambulance crew that arrived, because they did a fantastic job. Dot said they were on it, and they were great. And so thank you for that, and thank you for the information that you shared earlier today. But this is a really critical issue. It's a life and death issue. Many people are leaving the woods and moving away. I've lost 5 very close friends who have relocated because of medical issues and being concerned about ambulance service. So it's a revenue issue. We're worrying about revenue. You want revenue coming in, not revenue going out. And so it's important that we work together on this. And I thank you again very much for listening to me this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that concludes everyone that signed up.